There is a lot of supply concentration for cocoa. West Africa represents close to 70% of cocoa production. There's been supply concerns from there. So if you look at the Ivory Coast, its exports last month were declined about 10%. You've seen a big spread of this swollen shoot virus from the country. Weather hasn't been particularly cooperative, and obviously a lot of that is due to this El Nino weather phenomenon. The virus has been able to excel with this adverse weather conditions in the Ivory Coast and in West Africa in general. I think cocoa supply has been affected by El Nino, but it's not just cocoa. We see sugar. Sugar prices rose more than 10% last month on the back of these extreme weather conditions, and also coffee as well has seen some gains. Now, El Nino tends to impact the tropical regions a bit more, and obviously these softs, cocoa, sugar, and coffee, tend to be more concentrated in so-called tropical regions, more so than grains, and that probably explains the little dichotomy between why grain prices have been falling while the softs have been rising over this period. Sugar is obviously of key interest, and once again, you've got supply concentrations in the cane as well, with Brazil being a large producer, but also India being an extremely large producer. India is considering putting an export ban on its sugar exports because of a relatively low crop this year. And even though India is one of the biggest producers of sugar, it's a large consumer itself, and so it goes from some years of being a net exporter to some years of being a net importer. And if it puts an export ban in place, it's more likely to tip on being a net importer this year. So quite a few areas of strength there, once again driven by this weather phenomenon.